I am just leaving Dayton. I am heading, man, it feels like Tuesday or Monday. It certainly doesn't feel like a Saturday. Just finishing up here at Dayton, a pretty decent night. You know, I wish they all could race as good as Trosa from the outside. That's for sure. I tipped the scales, you know, got back Harrisburg, Lexington, a full summer of eating like a pig, and it caught up to me. I literally felt like King Kong Bundy today when I got in the bike. 191 pounds, 191.6 pounds. I can tell you the amount of times I have drifted up over 190. I can count it on one hand. Maybe two. But it's very rare. So it's oranges for me today. I've ate a whole bag of oranges and water and drank water. And it's going to have to be about 7 pounds worth for me to get down where I normally am. Now, I'll give a little, I'm getting a little older, so I'll give myself a little leeway. Like, let's say 186 and a bit. Certainly not 191. So it didn't seem to slow down Trosa today. He was very good. You know, I'll start the day. I got to the barn. Amy was going with horses. I went with some horses. Man, and I'm always enamored with the babies this time of year. You know, and they're just starting, trying to see which ones kind of understand it, which ones got a little spark to them. It doesn't mean anything, but it just makes you feel good, I guess. And got to see a number of horses go today. I was really, really happy with. Trained a Neuromancer today for all my partners. We are getting some of those 2-year-olds, same as we do every year. We give them an opportunity, bring them back, try to get them ready for the early part of the winter. Show us something. And that's kind of what a lot of these horses are in. They're in that same file, that show us something file. And although Neuromancer didn't train fast today, he's 6 weeks from racing. He certainly, I was happy with him. I was happy with the way he looked today. Now, Trosa was the first one on the docket. That was not a good idea. Trosa was the first one on the docket today for us. No, he wasn't. Rock Shining Star was. Now, you can't be mad at Rock Shining Star. They went in 50 flat. I had the 9-hole. I got away 9th. And you can't, it's very difficult to overcome an outside post, especially at this track. We'll talk about a horse that did in a minute. But that's just because Trosa is a rare animal. He's going to find himself up in the opens at racing at some point. He's just an incredibly talented, gifted animal, not without his problems and his issues and his flaws. But when managed, when managed, and if managed well, I think you're going to see this horse become a very, very good horse for this barn and for Daniel for sure. And as I said, take nothing away from Rock Shining Star. The horse, he doesn't race good when you take him off the car, but I just could not ask him to go out of there, right? It was going to be an absolute suicide mission, and it just made no sense. So I took him back, and we got what we got on 7th or 8th or 9th, whatever. Trosa was incredible, you know, coming off the car. I almost put myself in a real stupid position. I figured Luke Ebersol's doing some driving down here. He's a good kid, you know, he's driven a lot of horses for us. And I thought that if I could just get, that he might want to follow me. You know, if he saw the line on the horse, he's fast. Maybe he'll duck me in front of him. Now, if I can just get in front of Luke, I can drop the other kid in front of me because he's supposed to be. He had the 6-hole. If you know what I'm talking about, we're leaving the gate, and the whole middle of the car is retreating. The 1 and 2 are half leaving. The 9 horse, the horse to beat, he's leaving. The 6 horse is going out of there with Luke Hanners. And I shoot through. Well, when I shoot the gap, I look right. I'm the 8. He's the 6. That's not supposed to happen. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, it's a rat move. Like, this is a scabby move. I'm gonna try and get in front of Luke, get the other Luke in front of me, and then all will be forgiven. And then at one point, I said, no, this is just working out bad. And I had to seesaw him back into the 6-hole. And then it worked out really well. We ended up in a great second over toe getting into the last turn. And it was a bit of a dog's breakfast going into the first turn. I didn't want to, I wasn't concerned with getting away 9th, but when you have the 3, the 4, and the 5 all grabbing for leather, taken back, coming off the car, and you have some horses leaving from the outside, it looks like there's a hole in there, a hole or two that you might be able to find. Well, I just felt that it was well worth the risk, and as it turned out, it was. Trosa was incredible, and then I went out with Thomas on my side. Listen, that's the real ideal horse, a freak. He just is. Vern does a great job with that horse, and I sat behind him, happily behind him this summer, and I watched Mike Wilder cross over to the front and win in like 48-4, 49, whatever he won in. And I look up and I'm like, he raced really good. I look up, he's got the earplugs still in his ears. The horse is, I love Time Is On My Side, but that's a real ideal horse, just a step above, I think, for the most part. And that's not to say there's anything wrong with that. The Open here goes for $28,000, and he's a good second tonight and raced very, very well. I was really impressed with the way Time Is On My Side raced. Now, we still have Gorgeous Package in later on. She's finding herself in mixed classes over in Ontario, which I'm not a big fan of. I wish we could just find something that was more suitable for her, and I'm hopeful that Mohawk can be accommodating for her for the winter. I've tried to get horses. I tried in Harrisburg to get horses for Mohawk. It just didn't work out as of yet. Now, that's not to say that our newest horse won't end up there at some point. He very, very likely will. We had great luck with Looks Like Money out of Harrisburg. We had great luck with Locatelli out of Harrisburg. And quite frankly, if Go Boom looks like he's going to do some good at Mohawk and fit some classes, then that's exactly where he'll end up. He won't start there, but he may very well end up there. I will say this. I appreciate all the support from everybody. I opened my email about 20 minutes ago, and it is littered with the receipts from people buying shares. And they'll say, so-and-so bought a share from the stable, so-and-so bought a share, and they're all single emails, and my email was just littered with them. I really appreciate that. It really means a lot to us that people think enough of us to partner with us over the winter. And, I try to do my best job when we're at the sales, and I think, you always look back at the sale catalog and say, I could have got that one, or I could have got that one. I sent, now it really doesn't mean anything, because you know how many videos I do and how many horses I look at, but somebody had sent me a video of me talking about what kind of a beautiful horse this Roll with Joe filly was a number of years back. Beautiful filly. Actually, and I remember the quote I said in my video, this is actually how a horse is supposed to look. This horse looks incredibly good. I just don't know that there's a spot in our barn for a Roll with Joe. She did okay. Her name was Twinbee Joe Fresh. But that's the way the sales go. I can only do the best I can. I go to the sales. I think we did a great job with some of the horses. History Hanover. Still getting emails and messages from people. Hey, what's wrong with that horse? Have you vetted him out? Have you looked at him? Guys, I've already explained what I think happened with History Hanover, and I have no issues with that. And then, you go into the other side of it, where I was certain that we would have a sale for Melisandre, and ended up keeping her. And it puts me in a position now where, yes, I'm forced to actually look at her and say, yes, she's an extremely well-bred mare. She's, as Amy put it, and she was completely right, she is the best bred mare that we would have. And it makes me look at our brood mares and say, okay, some of these mares got to go to other farms. And I think we're just going to shrink down a little bit and focus on some better mares. And we're still not in a position where we just, we could go and race a great mare and then keep a retainer and breeder. I don't think we're there yet. Maybe we will be someday, but just not quite yet. So, I get to the track today, and I drive Rock Shining Star. I finished like 7th, 8th, come off the track, like a big fat pig. You're 191 pounds, and finish 8th or 9th with this horse. And then I'll tell you what, old Trosa bailed me out. Bailed me out in a hurry. And Time Is On My Side race good also. So I was having some self-doubt about those 8 o'clock dinner reservations in Harrisburg that we were gorging at. But I'll tell you one thing, the sale season has been incredible. We did have a good year. I'm not going to go on and on about the year we had. We had a good year at the stable. The sale season was incredible, and hopefully we have built an incredible roster for our barn, for you, for me, for everybody, heading into 2026. So it's not a wrap. We still have Gorgeous Package to race tonight, but a decent start. It feels like Monday or Tuesday. A decent end to the week. A great mile from Time Is On My Side, so great job by Tim and Dean. Listen, everybody has something better they could be doing on a Saturday evening, and to come all the way from the Meadows, come all the way from Brunswick, this is what we do, and we love it, or we wouldn't. And a great job by them with Time Is On My Side. Great job by Jason and the crew all week to have Trosa ready to go. It's not like I do anything. I just sat on and went with him. And man, what an incredible animal he is to drive. He just feels so raw. You get off the bike and you're like, I haven't seen anywhere near the bottom of this horse yet, and he just won in 50-4 out of the 8 hole on a cold night. Very, very good horse. Anyway, I guess there's some snow coming and rain coming Sunday, Monday. I looked, and Jason didn't realize that I was going to be back, so Erin is down to drive Foxy Seaside tomorrow. She did shut her air off last week. We're going to try and put a choke plate on her tomorrow also. And I know that Erin is a big fan of taking the snake cords off them, and I would have also, but it will be back on her for tomorrow night. So we have Foxy on Sunday. Winter Soldier, it's not supposed to be a very nice day on Monday. I got a bunch of drives and only one of her own. So I'm not looking forward to Monday night at all. And then Tuesday, I do have an update on Blue Ventura. This is how frustrating the game goes. We thought we were doing the right thing. The horse looked sick. We want to do some vet work on him. We gave him a week off, scratched him out of the 8 hole. Now, I assume the race office gave us the 8 hole again. Jason, he did come to me today and he said, I only got one piece of bed. Everything's good. Everything's good. He said, except Blue Ventura tied up. He said, we trained him the other day. It was chilly in the morning. Came in, bathed him. They thought everything was fine. And he was pawing in a stall a little bit. We had Dr. Latessa come in. He gave him a shot of Banamine and said he thinks he tied up. Drew his blood, got the blood back this morning. And sure enough, Blue Ventura tied up. So for my partners, I apologize. This has not been a very good October/November. Again, thought we were doing the right thing for the horse, and it ended up culminating with him tying up. So he's going to need yet another week off and a scratch, so he's going to have to qualify now. So I apologize. It's nothing we can do about that. We have to do what is right for the horse. 15-1 tally the tab on Wednesday. Goodness. I just finished talking to Kane Kaufman and said, listen, she's an absolute sweetheart to drive. We did move her out of a soft condition claimer into a condition race, but she was coming in a little bit short. Now, I trained her up, but she'd been off 2-3 weeks. They said, you'll like her. I think just try not to put her in a bad spot, and I wouldn't be first over with her. So anywhere from the front and 2 hole to second or third over will be just fine for tally the tab. Again, it's hard to read into these too much. You got a horse coming out of a condition claimer into the straight non-winners of 4. It is a jump on paper, but I think she is plenty fast enough to race with those horses. So I too am curious how tally the tab is going to do. She can't do in there. That's okay, fine. We'll just put her back in the claimer and pound them for 3 wins. I mean, this filly, she's doing exactly what her and Allure is coming back over. She's going to race on Wednesday also. Why is she not on the list? Allure is also in on Wednesday. These are fillies that we picked up that are going to do us some real good, I think, throughout the fall into the winter. So that is it for this evening. We'll talk to you all very soon. I have a 2.5 hour, no, you shush. I have a 2.5 hour drive back to Brunswick, but that's good. Anytime you're first and second in the open, win out of the 8 hole, and then get your other horse around, at least trained up as best you can, it's a good night here in Dayton. So I'm heading home with some oranges, some water, and a smile on my face. Take care.